Good morning, my dear students. Today, in history, we will start a new chapter, that is Rise of Nationalism in Europe. Now, children, let me give you the brief introduction of this chapter, or what we are going to study in this chapter. Children, I am going to explain you the meaning of nationalism and how nationalism evolved in the mankind's history. Children, this will start with the French Revolution and how the nationalism spread to the other parts of Europe and later on paved the way for the development of modern democratic nation across the world. Children, through this chapter, we will understand the diverse process through which the nation state and the nationalism came into being in 19th century in Europe. The topics which we are going to study in this chapter are the French Revolution and the idea of the nation, the making of nationalism in Europe, the age of revolution from 1830 to 48, the making of Germany, Italy and UK, visualizing the nation, and nationalism and imperialism. Children, as we will be studying the rise of nationalism in Europe, let's see first what is the meaning of nationalism. Children, nationalism is a feeling of belonging and loyalty that causes people to think of themselves as a nation. During 19th and 20th century, nationalism was a powerful force that could create one nation from many separate countries, for example, Italy and Germany, and can break one nation up to many countries, for example, Austria-Hungary and Turkey. The words nation and nationality are derived from the Latin word natus, which means a race. Devotion, love, and patriotic feeling for one's own nation is called nationalism. It is a feeling of consciousness and unity among the people of the state. Feeling of oneness is nationalism. Now children, see this painting very carefully. This is painted by French artist Frédéric Soriot, where he has visualized his dream of the world made up of democratic and social republic. He had tried to show the world are grouped together as a distinct nation and defined through their flags and national costumes. Now children, let's analyze the theme of Frédéric Soriot's painting, or we will see how has the French artist Frédéric Soriot visualized in his first print of series of 4 print his dream of world made up of democratic and social republic. Children, in 1848, Frédéric Soriot, the French artist, prepared a series of 4 prints visualizing his dream of world made up of democratic and social republic. The first print of the series shows the people of Europe and America, men and women of all ages and the social class, marching in a long train and offering homage to the Statue of Liberty as they pass by it. A female figure was shown with the torch of enlightenment in one hand and the Charter of Right of Man in the other hand. On the earth, in the foreground of the image, lie the shattered remains of symbols of absolutist institutions. In the Soriot's utopian vision, the people of the world are grouped as distinct nations, identified through their flags and the national costumes. From the heaven above, Christ, saints, and angels gaze upon the scene. They have been used by the artist to symbolize fraternity among the nations of the world. Children, interestingly, at the time when Sorio created this image, the German people did not yet exist as a united nation. The flag they carry is an expression of liberal hopes of 1848 to unify the numerous German-speaking principalities into a nation-state under a democratic constitution. Children, during the 19th century, nationalism emerged as a force which brought about sweeping change in the political and the mental world of Europe. The end results of these changes was the emergence of nation state in place of multinational dynastic empires of Europe. Now children, what is the meaning of nation state? Nation state is one in which the majority of its citizens and not only its ruler come to develop a sense of common identity and shared history or descent which were forged through struggle, action of leaders and the common people. Now children, let's see the difference between nation state and modern state. Nation states emerged after overthrowing monarchy and dynasty rule in Europe, while modern states have been developing since then. Modern states are ruled by the centralized power and authority. In a nation state, citizens come to develop a common identity based on shared language, tradition, and customs. In modern states, people speak different languages, following various traditions and culture and live together. Nation states have now developed as a modern states. Now, let's start the chapter with French Revolution and the idea of nation. Children, during 19th century, nationalism emerged as a force which led to the emergence of nation states in place of multinational dynastic empires of Europe. The French Revolution of 1789 paved the way for the modern nation states. French Revolution questioned the old monarchical orders and encouraged the development of popular nationalism. Children, the first clear expression of nationalism came with the French Revolution in 1789. France, as you know, was a full-fledged territorial state in 1789 under an absolute monarch. The political and the constitutional changes that came in the wake of French Revolution led to the transfer of sovereignty from the monarchy to a body of French citizens. The revolution proclaimed that it was the people who would henceforth constitute the nation and shape its destiny. Now children, let's see the measures introduced by French revolutionaries to create a sense of collective identity amongst the French people. Now, the first one is the idea of fatherland, that is la patrie, and the citizen, that is les citoyens, laid emphasis on the notion of united community enjoying equal rights under a constitution. Second one, a new French flag of tricolor was chosen to replace the former French monarch. Then the States General was elected by the body of active citizens and renamed the National Assembly. Next, new hymns were composed, oaths taken and martyrs commemorated, all in the name of the nation. A centralized administrative system was put in place and it formulated uniform laws for all the citizens within the territory. Then internal custom duties and dues were abolished and a uniform system of weight and measures were adopted. Regional dialects were discouraged and French as it was spoken and written in Paris became the common language of the nation. Children, revolutionaries further declared that it was the mission and the destiny of French nation to liberate the people of Europe from despotism. In other words, to help the people of Europe to become nations. When the news of events in France reached the different cities of Europe, students and the other members of educated middle class began setting up Jacobin clubs. Their activities and campaigns prepared the way for the French armies which moved into Holland, Belgium, Switzerland and much of Italy in 1790s. With the outbreak of Revolutionary War, the French armies began to carry the idea of nationalism abroad. Now, the role of Napoleon in French Revolution. Children, he was a great French general who won many battles for the revolutionary France. During his period, most of the European nations were under the control of monarchical form of government. If any territory came under his control, he introduced many reforms already he had introduced in France. He destroyed the democracy in France. However, in the administrative field, he introduced many revolutionary principles. Although Napoleon destroyed democracy in France, but he incorporated revolutionary principles by introducing the Civil Code of 1804, which came to be known as Napoleonic Code. The code removed all the privileges based on birth, established equality before the law, and secured the right to property. Later on, this code was exported to the regions under the French control. He abolished the feudal system and simplified the administrative division, freed the peasants from the serfdom and manorial dues. In the town too, guild restrictions were removed, transport and communication system were improved, peasants, artisans, workers and new businessmen enjoyed a newfound freedom. Businessmen and small-scale producers of goods in particular began to realize that uniform laws, standardized weight and measures and a common national currency would facilitate the movement and exchange of goods and capital from one region to another. However, children, in the areas conquered, the reaction of local population to the French rule were mixed. Initially, in many places such as Holland and Switzerland, as well as some cities like Brussels, Milan, the French armies were welcomed as a harbinger of liberty. But the initial enthusiasm was soon turned to the hostility as it became clear that the new administrative arrangements did not go hand in hand with the political freedom. Increased taxation, censorship, forced conscription into the French armies required to conquer the rest of Europe all seemed to overweigh the advantages of administrative changes. Children, Napoleon was defeated in the Battle of Waterloo in 1815 and he was sent to the prison in a small island called St. Helena where he died in 1821. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.